Hi, my name is Cam. Hope you're having a beautiful day and welcome back to OT and Me. So today I want to talk to you guys about grading and how we can utilize the Just Right challenge to optimize our lives. So let's just jump on into it. So what is grading? Grading is a part of the activity analysis that we as occupational therapists partake in. As occupational therapists, we must constantly be evaluating and reevaluating whether a certain task or activity is progressing our client. We want to make sure that we're constantly providing the optimal level of challenge. And this is what we call the Just Right challenge. Essentially, the Just Right challenge is that perfect level of challenge that provides our client just enough of challenge to progress them towards their goals. So through the use of our clinical observation skills, we are able to determine whether or not we need to modify a task and make it harder or easier for our client so they can progress towards their goals. So there are two types of grading for activities. This just got me thinking, why did we skip E in regular grading? We have A, B, C, D, and then we skip over E and go straight to F. Why? So there are two types of grading. Upgrading, which is making a task harder, a little bit more of a challenge, and downgrading, which is making a task easier or a little less of a challenge. Generally, if a task is too hard, we want to downgrade. So it's kind of the opposite. If the task is too hard, we want to make it easier, right? If a task is too easy, we want to make it a little bit harder and provide more of a challenge for our clients and maybe even for ourselves. So let me go over an example of what grading could look like. Transition. Let me guys know down below what you guys think about the new camera angle. Alright, so for example, maybe I want to talk about basketball. How I can go about grading basketball, right? So there are multiple steps in order to accomplishing a dunk. There's a lead up to the basket, there's the jump, there's the height of the basket, there's the being able to hold the ball and grasp it and don't get into the ball, right? The actual jump, all of the above. So there are many factors of the basketball dunk that we can upgrade or downgrade as needed in order to help for me to accomplish this task. Alright, so the first most obvious point that we could change, especially if you have adjustable height hoops, is that of the height of the hoop. So as I mentioned before, the standard height of the basketball hoop is 10 foot. That's the standard height. That's what the NBA players do. So one thing that we could do to downgrade here is to lower the height of the rim. We can bring it down to 9.5, 9 feet, 8.5, 8 feet. Whatever height that your adjustable rim goes to is what we can set it at the lowest level to start getting used to making that dunk. Let's say we start at 8 foot. As we start to get used to dunking on the 8-foot rim, we can raise it up to 8.5. That's gonna be the upgrading aspect of this. From 8.5 to 9, another upgrade, right? We're just leveling up, so we can keep upgrading until we hit that 10-foot level. Some other aspects that we could change of the dunk is the size of the ball. Maybe you already have the height to get up there, but you don't have the let's call that wrist snap. So maybe you don't have the wrist snap to get up and over into the rim. You could try using a smaller ball in order to get used to that dunking motion over the rim on the 10-foot rim. You could start off small with using a tennis ball and then upgrade into using a volleyball or upgrade into using a soccer ball. And then from there, upgrade into using a standard basketball. Alternatively, if you're just starting off, maybe you want to start off with the volleyball, and then if that's too hard for you to start off, maybe you can downgrade to the tennis ball, get used to dunking with the tennis ball, and then upgrade back up to volleyball. So these are just a couple of examples of how grading can be used in activities, right? But this begs the question, how is this useful to somebody who's trying to make wellness goals happen, for example? So let's say you're trying to develop one of your 8 dimensions of wellness. If you missed my previous video on 8-dimensional wellness, be sure to check right over there. Let's say you're trying to focus specifically on your physical dimension of wellness. And let's say you want to accomplish a goal of walking 7 miles per week. And let's say, for instance, that you start off strong. You're going for 1 mile a day of walking, but it ends up being too hard by day 3. And by day 3, you notice that it's getting harder and harder to try to accomplish that 1 mile goal. You may downgrade in this situation or make the task a little easier for yourself by decreasing the amount of mileage that you're walking for that day, or even decreasing the pace or anything like that that may help for you to achieve this goal a little better. On the opposite end, maybe you are just crushing it and you feel great. You could push it a little further and maybe increase your mileage to 1.5 per day and then take it easy for the rest of the week, right? So it really just depends on the scope of things. You can use this in your wellness journey in order to always give yourself a little bit of challenge and push yourself forward and grow as a person, right? So tell me guys, what do you guys think about grading activities? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you guys continue to have a beautiful day. Wishing you wellness through occupation, and take care, y'all.